Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee. I talk about books on this channel, mostly books about magic, so if you want to hang around for that, you can subscribe down below. Today we are going to kick off a TBR-a-thon vlog for the last 11 days of the TBR-a-thon. So this readathon is hosted and created by Leandra over at Leandra the TBR0, so I will link her down below for you to check out. She has an absolutely wonderful channel, and this TBR-a-thon has been an awesome way to kick off the year. I wanted to vlog this last bit to help me get back on track, because I have been reading in January, but I haven't been reading my physical TBR books quite as quickly as I wanted to, because I wanted to focus on my physical TBR as the books that I was using for this readathon. I was originally doing the trail map and I had 4 books picked, and I think I've read 2 of those at this point. I will put my current map up here, and I'd like to finish what I haven't finished, essentially. So whether that's through other books on my TBR or books that I originally posted, I'd like to get this finished up and then see where we go from there. So we will be doing that in this vlog, hopefully. I know the one book that I haven't finished yet is Discount Armageddon by Sean McGuire, and I'm having trouble with that because it's a physical book and I don't read a lot physically anymore. I read so much on audio, so I'm really hoping to concentrate on that this coming week and get that finished out, because I really love Sean McGuire's reading and I think this will be an easy read once I get into it. I'm just only 25 pages in and I'm sort of having trouble getting to the meat of the story to get things kicked off. Once I get there, I think it'll be fine. But yeah, so that's one book I'm concentrated on. And then I also have Forged by Magic, which is a romantasy / cozy fantasy that I would like to read as well. So those two are both physical books that I didn't bring over here to show you, but I will show you soon when I get started on them. I am running sprints on my channel this morning for the first time, so that's exciting. And then I'm also probably going to join Margaret on her channel for sprints this evening. So today is going to be a reading and content day, and I am going to get so much done. So I'm going to update you on today as I do things, but also this is going to go through the end of the month. So welcome to the vlog. I will stop rambling now and I'll come back to you when I have updates. Hello everyone. So I have just finished my first sprints, so I'm very proud of myself, because this is a thing that was scary to me, or at least nerve-wracking to me a little bit, and I did it. I didn't give myself enough time to really be nervous about it. I scheduled them 24 hours in advance, and therefore I didn't really have time to gather friends, but I also didn't have time to be super nervous about it. So next time we'll probably try to gather friends and it'll be a little easier. So lots of fun. Anyway, so I have just put together a crock pot for dinner tonight and I'm gonna have lunch. My updates for my reading are that I am nearly done with Spectred Isle, which I might end up counting for the encrypted prompt, possibly, or the La Llorona prompt. I forget which one of these was I thought I could count it for, because it has a lot of paranormal and ghosty things going on in it. So since I'm not reading Discount Armageddon, I might count it for encrypted. And then I'm also almost halfway through The Hunting Moon. Both of these I started in the last 24 hours and I'm reading them very quickly. They're not super long books and they're moving very quickly, so I am getting through them really quick, which I'm excited about because they're both physical TBR books that I'm listening to on audio. I'm really enjoying following along in The Hunting Moon. I'm immersion reading The Hunting Moon because the Illumicrate edition has illustrations in it, so I'm really enjoying that. The Spectred Isle is a historical queer romance, and I love KJ Charles. She is doing all the things that I love about her genre, which is paranormal, historical, dark romance that are queer, and I really love them. And this has little Easter eggs in it for a bunch of other things that I am enjoying quite a lot because I've read almost all of her books. And then The Hunting Moon is the sequel to The Luminaries, and it is very fun, fast-paced. I'm enjoying all of the reflections we're getting from Winnie about like what's going on in the town and kind of how her life has changed since the first book and how she's feeling really impacted by the events of the first book. I'm really enjoying that discussion and that way she's approaching it. And I think Dennard's doing a really good job of having all the kids, all the teens, feel like teens, but also kind of addressing these issues of like trauma and questioning and that type of stuff. So I'm enjoying it a lot. So next up is to, like I said, make lunch. I'm currently watching Jess's sprints, and she has Aoife on, so I'm gonna catch like the last one of those. And then I am gonna watch Leandra and her sprints this afternoon, so that I can get some stuff done, because I am determined to get my chores done today so that I can have a pretty chill day tomorrow. Plus I have the house to myself, so I can do some filming, and it's gonna be a fun afternoon. So I will update you on bookish stuff when I get more updates. Hello friends, so I finished Spectred Isle by KJ Charles, and this was so fun. This reminded me why I love KJ Charles and her like historical fantasy conglomeration books. They are fun, they're fast-paced. This was connected to the casebook of Simon Feck-Small, which is a book that it is the book that has torn my heart out the most completely since I've read it. Anything. It totally destroyed me and stomped on my chest when I read that book. And this made me want to reread it because it's connected. And I didn't know that going in. I had the best time with this. And I'm just so disappointed to know that there aren't any more in this series. Like this is the only book I think connected to this series and connected to the Simon Feck-Small universe. So I'm like happy and sad. This was really fun. I'm gonna count this for the La Llorona prompt because it has like spooky hauntings, paranormally stuff in it. And then instead of counting The Hunting Moon for that prompt, I'm going to put this in for the encrypted prompt, because this has all sorts of ghosty ghouly werewolves, silkies, all kinds of creatures. And I'm going to hope that I get to the encrypted series before the end of the month or like in the future, but I'm just, I haven't been reading physically and I'm just not gonna like push it. So I'm gonna keep working on The Hunting Moon. It's super fun. I'm really enjoying it. And then I finished the Spectred Isle, so I'm really happy. Yeah, so I've just joined Leandra's sprints this afternoon, and she has a bunch of fun sprints going on, and I might take a nap in the next sprint and then also read The Hunting Moon, because I have just enough of a headache. Like the sun is glinting off the snow outside and reflecting into my house, and it is just bright enough that I think it's given me a little bit of a headache. But I love the sun. Like it's been so gray and gross for like a week, so I should just close the blinds, but I'm not, because I want to see the sun and it's giving me a headache. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I need the sun. Anyway, that's my update for right now, and I will provide you more updates soon. Hello everyone. So I finished The Hunting Moon this morning, and this was so fun. Somehow, I've kind of rearranged my board based on what I thought it was going to be to what it ended up being. So I'm done with the trail map, which is incredible. So excited about that. I really was afraid I wasn't going to finish things. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do a different board or if I want to do more of the trail map and just kind of like pick a couple of pit stops on here, because this is really a lot of stuff that I do read. A lot of the prompts were ones that I was really interested in, but I just chose the shortest path because I knew I had a lot of other like secret reading to do in January. So I am not sure what I'm going to do, because I still want to keep participating and I want to keep knocking things off my physical TBR. This book is actually, I don't know, words, Julie, words. I don't want to say I'm in a slump because it's been like 12 hours, not even, since I finished this. It's been like 6 hours. I read so much yesterday. I read all but an hour of this audiobook yesterday. And I also read about half of The Spectred Isle yesterday. So I was reading, like, I was consuming a lot of stories yesterday. So I think today is just a rebound day where I worked on my journal a lot. I am watching football. I watched sprints, but I did like housework, cleaning up the house, stuff like that. So I'm gonna call it kind of just today's a wash as far as reading, because I think I'm just like not in the mood. I did so much of it yesterday. I'm doing something else today. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna read this week situation, because I have a few things out from the library, but a few of them are things I don't want to read yet, or things I feel like I don't feel like I'm in the mood for, which is like where I start to get into tricky territory. So I think I'm giving myself like a day or so to kind of readjust. And then I also, did I finish Protect the Prince yesterday too, or was that Friday? I think that was Friday. So I've been finishing a lot of things, and this is what I shouldn't do, because I should always have at least one book that I'm like a third of the way into, because my biggest hurdle with reading is starting a book. I struggle to get over the hurdle of those first few chapters where I have to decide which book I'm reading and like get into it. It is a big hurdle for me. So, now that I've finished everything that I was currently reading, I'm kind of stuck. I'm not sure. I have Forged by Magic, The Foxhole Court, and maybe I'll try that Grady Hendrix book. I'm looking at my TBR like basket over there, and maybe I'll try that. That's a little bit different than everything I've been reading recently. It's How to Sell a Haunted House. I've heard such mixed things about it. Maybe, I've been trying to get a Grady Hendrix on my TBR. I've been putting it on my TBR for months, and I haven't read any of them. So that, like, I don't know if you saw it, but in my mind, it piqued my interest so hard just then. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to start it today, but that might be like the next thing. Hello everyone. So it is Monday. TBR-a-thon ends tomorrow. Tomorrow? No, 2 days. Today's the 29th. And so we end in 3 days. And I have really not been reading these past few days. I traveled this weekend to see some family members, so I was out of state and I didn't get to read very much. I actually only finished Spy Family Volume 1. So over the next few days, I think I'm just going to try to read short things and fill out the this or that scavenger hunt type thing. So I have the Spy Family Volume 1, and that's my first one on that board, and it's just gonna be like a fun time. I meant to update you guys at the end of last week, but it was so hectic, like getting ready to go to Virginia and then going and then coming back. I just did not update you guys on the vlog, so I put in a little montage of my weekend, which is what you just saw, but I did not read much. So now the problem is I've finished almost everything that I was reading, that I was currently reading, and I don't want to start too much before we go into February and the Battle of the Girl Bands. So I'm not sure where we're gonna go from here. I'm probably gonna try to borrow something short, like a graphic novel or something, or maybe a couple from the library and just finish those up over the next couple of days. Or maybe I'll pick one random book off my TBR. We'll see. It'll be a surprise, but I haven't decided yet. And I'm sort of feeling up in the air about it because I got home pretty late last night and pretty much laid down and I watched sprints, but after I like unpacked my bag, I just kind of laid there and watched everybody talk. And then I fell asleep mid-sprint when I was trying to read. So it was a very successful evening. I fell asleep. But anyway, yeah, so that's my update for now. Hello everyone. So it is the end of the day on Tuesday and I have barely read a thing. I was feeling very ambitious on Monday morning apparently when I said I was gonna, borrow a bunch of library books that were graphic novels and read them, and I completely underestimated how tired I was gonna be on Monday night and Tuesday morning, because I always forget that that's the roughest part of coming back from a vacation. I always think, oh, I woke up on Monday, I feel pretty rested, I'm gonna tackle this. Nope. For me, it is always like Monday night into Tuesday morning and I am just exhausted. So I forgot that. And I decided I'm not gonna do that. So this vlog kind of got very slim on the end, this end with reading, but I did start a couple of audiobooks and I borrowed Spy Family Volume 2 going into February. So, I started like 3 of the audiobooks that I'm planning to read in February last night. Just slowly, like I listened to like the first chapter of each one because I usually rotate through audiobooks and listen to different chapters of each thing. So I kind of just got started because that's the biggest hurdle for me in reading is getting the book started. So I thought I'm going to set myself up for success here, but we're not going to go full blast. So things did not quite go the way I planned. So I did start, if you want to know, Crush the King, as well as Say You'll Be Mine, and The Foxhole Court last night. Just like I've read like one chapter of each just to kind of get myself started. And yeah, so that's what actually happened. I found it really funny to think that I looked back on that and thought, wow, that was really ambitious of me to think I was going to do a lot more than that. But I think with finishing up this vlog, I am going to post this either on the 31st tomorrow or on the 1st, and also be a little kind to myself and not do my wrap up until this weekend, because in February I'm cutting my video schedule down to 2 videos rather than 3 a week, and I thought, rather than try to do the 31st with the vlog and then try to pump out my wrap up on the 1st because it's a Thursday, we're just gonna give myself a little grace and get that up sometime this weekend, because yeah, it's gonna be a bit long because I have a little bit to talk about. Not a ton, but a little bit. Anyway, if you're wondering how I did on TBR-a-thon overall, I finished the trail map. That was my ultimate goal at the beginning of this month, and I did that. Not with the books I said I was going to, but we adjusted for what I actually read. And I started on the scavenger hunt. Did I only read one book for the scavenger hunt? Yes, indeed, but I did start it. This readathon was fantastic. Leandra put together such an amazing, fun time for our community, and I really appreciate her for that. This was so fun and a really great way to kick off the year. I got so much read, and I'm hoping to carry that energy into February in the Battle of the Girl Bands readathon. But if you know anything about me, I am feeling a little wild and crazy right now, so we'll see how the reading to the TBR goes in February. It might go completely off the rails. I have no doubt that some is going to go off the rails. I'm just not sure how much at this point, because I'm starting to feel that feeling where I'm like, I don't want to read to my TBR. What do you mean? I'm a mood reader. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's my final update for this vlog. If you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything about what I talked about and the books I covered, please let me know. I hope you found this entertaining and interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in February because there's going to be more stuff coming, more fun stuff on the way. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!